Hey, how's it going? It's Mr. Bill here again today, and today I'm just going to quickly show you how to convert a simpler to a sampler. Basically the difference between simpler and sampler is not a huge difference. One's just a bit more advanced. So there's your sampler, and there's your simpler. Basically, a simpler just has this one pane. It's got a filter, pitch envelope, um, a couple of LFOs, a transposition knob, detuning, a glide portamentoing option, a velocity control, volume, etc. It's a pretty basic version of sampler essentially. So with sampler, you just have many more panes and this huge auxiliary modulation section, all this routing, so you can get velocity control, all sorts of stuff like filter frequency. If we turn that up, now the velocity in the clips will mess with filter frequency instead of volumes and such. And yeah, it just has its own oscillator and pitch envelopes and just all sorts of cool stuff. So what I'm going to do is whoops, don't want to render anything. So I'll just create a MIDI track, and I'll just take a hi-hat by going down here and just grabbing one of these hi-hats and just dragging it in. And by default, it'll just create a simpler for you. So if we play that, I've got a bit of gap here at the start of the sample. I'll just drag that up. Cool, so I've got a simpler now, but now I want to add an oscillator to that. So rather than grabbing my sampler, dropping that in, then going back to my samples and trying to find the sampler I used and dragging that in like that, there's a much quicker way to do that. You can just right click on the simpler and then go simpler to sampler, and there you go, straight away it just changes to a sampler. So just again, we just right click here, simpler, over to sampler, just click on it, and you've got yourself a sampler. So now I can do all sorts of cool stuff, like if I go to my pitch oscillator section, add some oscillation to it, make it a bit dirtier, make it sound really weird, give it a pitch envelope. Yeah, so it's just a really quick way to get your simplers over into samplers without having to mess about with too much stuff. So yeah, it's just another quick basic tip that I overlooked for a while, and yeah, hopefully you get something out of it and have more fun converting simplers into samplers. Alright, cheers, take it easy.